Definitely feel right at home. I think the move to Specialized, also with Troy Lee Designs, and a lot of my kind of existing sponsors I've already had. I feel like I'm a big believer in surrounding yourself with good people. Ryno's one of those guys, Johnny, and then also my sponsors. And I feel like the new sponsors are really, it's where I'm supposed to be. I feel like all the people I'm working with are really on the same page, working towards the same goal, and it just makes it fun. There's not a lot of pressure. It's just, everybody's giving 100%, and that's all we can do, and we're trying to enjoy it along the way, and just enjoy what we do for a living. This is the part that I really love about, being a bike racer. I think the racing and stuff for me is a little bit more of the work part, but the training in the gym, the learning, the developing, myself and bikes and working with sponsors, that's the stuff that I really enjoy. So yeah, man, it's been a lot of fun and looking forward to the season. Definitely. I think that's one big part of, obviously my program naturally with racing in Europe so much and being out of town so much is a lot of times I won't be able to come to this facility for months on end. We'll have to be overseas trying to make do with limited weights or somebody else's gym or whatever. And a lot of times it's like you want to keep things fun, you want to keep doing different routines. So I think the website, man, he's got a ton of information on there. You can log on. He's always updating with workouts, exercises, programs, nutrition, stretching, so many different things. So there's always something new to pick off of there and do on the road. So it's like, and a lot of times I want to do something different. I don't like doing the same thing all the time. So I want to do a different kind of circuit or a different workout or whatever. So I'll go on there, and a lot of times I'll get ideas or workouts or something that is just, it's good. It kind of keep things interesting. There's no lack of new stuff to do, I guess. So for me, I enjoy it. So I think the website's a great tool for that kind of thing. Yeah, Nico, there's so many friendships built within the team, with Nico, with Justin. Justin was kind of a mentor for me, coming up through the ranks since I was on Yeti, the first year I started in 2008. So yeah, man, Nico, his brother Logan, his mom, his grandparents, like his dad, I'm close with his whole family. He's got an awesome family. So yeah, we're on different teams now, but anytime he wants to do runs together or, come out to my house and train and race Fontana, doors always open to him. He's a really great kid. I think, and I don't say that lightly. He really is a good kid. He's got a good kind of base underneath him, and he works hard, man. He's one of the hardest working kids, especially for his age, that I've ever seen. He's that kid that you tell him to run a mile, he'll run 5. Like, you gotta mellow him down sometimes because he's so motivated to train that you gotta make sure he's not doing too much and driving himself into the ground. So to kind of see that drive in a young kid, it kind of reminds me of Ryno a little bit. He's like that. He wants to go. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to big things for him, and I really think he's gonna have a good future. Yeah, I think there's a ton of kids going fast. There's a ton of veterans that are still going fast. So I think as far as the competition, I never am focused on anybody else but myself. I think for me, I'm always my biggest competition. I'm a firm believer that if I have a day where I do everything right, I should win the race. I feel like I prepare and do everything the right way. So when I get to the race, it's up to me to get the job done, and sometimes you get beat straight up, and that's fine, but you gave 100% effort, and you go back to the drawing board and you figure out what you can improve. So I definitely, as far as competition goes, I'm always looking at myself, and trying to figure out how I can be better and how I can make sure that I'm just 100% at the races, because I know those guys are putting in the work too, and to beat them, I can't be focused on them, I gotta be focused on myself. So that's kind of how I approach it, I guess. Yeah, I think Ryno, man, he's one of those unique dudes, that you don't come across too much in life. So growing up, like I said, I was always heavily involved in motocross, wanted to be a pro racer and do that for a living. I guess it was always my dream, coming up as a kid. And Ryno was that dude that, he just had that heart, that determination, that, I think the thing that stuck out, I remember watching Southwick one year, and he broke his leg. And he's just taping it up, putting it in the boot, and riding the gnarliest track on the circuit with a broken leg. That's the stuff that I remember about the guy. Growing up, he's always just very intense, very just motivated and driven, more than any of those guys. He had that old school just kind of grit about him. So meeting him was was crazy. You know, I think meeting him the first time, honestly, you're a little bit nervous because you're like, man, this guy's intense. Like, he's got a background of just being this gnarly dude, you know, and you know, with a lot of emotion involved. And I think he's misread sometimes a little bit through that. And when I met him, man, it was a surprise kind of with how he was, man. He's kind of like, he's one of the nicest, most genuine, down-to-earth dudes that I've ever met, to be honest, you know. And you know, he's so passionate about his sport, you know, about his family, about his friends, his training, everything like that. When you know the guy, you really see, you know, the passion side, and a lot of things come out in him. And so I think, yeah, man, I got connected with Ryno through Rich Hausman, my manager. We were kind of looking at some ways to make my training program better, and through John Tomac as well, who is actually my fitness trainer. And you know, Eli was working his son with Ryno, and Ryno had the gym part dialed. So Johnny kind of had the rotting part dialed, and Ryno had the gym part dialed. So it was a really good mix for me. So we met with Ryno, went through a bunch of exercises, and it just, you know, I've been weight training for a few years before that, but it definitely opened my eyes to sport-specific weight training, I guess, if that makes sense. Stuff that really relates to mountain bike riding, motocross, a lot of those things cross over. And so, like I said, I've been doing it for a long time, but he definitely opened my eyes to kind of more of the way that you can do it that relates to our sport, to make it fun, to challenge so many different parts of the body that I didn't know or, you know, be able to be challenged like that. So I've seen progression just through the roof with myself, you know, with working with Ryno. And I think that passion, that drive that he has too, it's just, it's contagious. You know, when you work out with a guy, you want to put in the same kind of effort, and I think that it kind of shapes your mind. You know, when I'm in the gym now, I'm definitely a different guy when I work out. You know, I'm definitely motivated, more driven. You know, for me, he's an inspiration, you know, in a lot of ways. So definitely really thankful for his help. And, you know, he lets me use this facility for free anytime I want. I have a key to the gym. Like, there's a lot of things about Ryno that a lot of people don't see. And, man, I definitely appreciate everything he's done for me. So it's been really cool. Yeah, man, owning a home has been awesome. It's been a little bit stressful the last few years because I was renting for a while, and you know, it's hard to get a loan kind of these days with the economy and the stuff that's been going on. So we were in a house where kind of the situation I was in, where you could kind of get kicked out at any time. You know, the house was for sale and we were renting it, so it was kind of back and forth. But finally having a place of my own and getting it dialed in, it's a lot of work. It's crazy that way. I didn't realize, like, I mean, even how much furniture you need to furnish a house. Like, we were pretty bachelor style there for a while, you know, we didn't have dishes or whatever, but it was, yeah, it's been good. I think the first thing I did in the house was build a gym. You know, we do a lot of days where it's just core work or more basic movements where I don't really need to drive down and have a full facility like this. And a lot of the workouts that I do with Ryno, you know, you can use minimal equipment, so I can just do it at my home, you know, bust it out in half an hour, and be done with it. So yeah, the first thing I did was kind of get the gym room dialed, got the sauna in there, hung up a big heavy bag, and just did some stuff to kind of, I guess, mix up training even more and get a different environment to train into. You know, I really like coming here because it's separate from my house. It kind of gets me in that zone, but also sometimes you want to be able to just bust something out quick and get on with your day. So yeah, the gym was priority number one for me. Yeah, just thanks for the support. Thanks for watching. Hope everybody enjoys the workouts. You know, I've said it a bunch of times, but for me, working out should be challenging and fun. You know, keep it fun. That's what we really do here at Ryno's. I know when you watch the videos, there's a lot of serious and grunting and intense stuff going on, but we're always laughing and having a good time and trying to make it fun. You know, I think at the end of the day that all your training and all that stuff, sometimes it's work, but you know, try to keep it fun, man. It's I think that's the key to kind of longevity in any sport or just being fit in general. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you next time.